So anyone that spends a little bit of time researching the oral Torah, the Gemara, would see that there are things in the oral Torah that could not come from man, could not come from human beings. One of them is the number of stars. We talked about this a few months ago, and we'll mention it again because we have a lot of new people today. It's worth looking into. The number of stars. Masechet Brachot. Actually, it's right there in that thing. Give it to me. Masechet Brachot. I think daf 32. Yeah. 32. Masechet Brachot, you have Am Yisrael. Resh Lakish is telling the story. Resh Lakish is one of the sages of that's key figures in the Gemara. Which his past life, he used to be a gangster. We told a story about him a couple of weeks ago. There's more to learn from that story, but anyway, we'll focus on this point. He says, the congregation of Israel said before the Holy One, blessed is he, Master of the universe. Ordinarily, if a man marries a wife in addition to his first wife, he recalls the action of the first. Meaning, he's trying to say is that if someone has a second wife or he divorced the first wife, and he went to a different woman, he still remembers the first wife. You know, she was still his wife, even though he's not with her anymore, or she's not as important as the new one, he still remembers her. You, however, have both forsaken me and forgotten me. He's saying, you destroyed the Bet Mikdash. Hashem, you destroyed the Bet Mikdash. So you punished us. So why did you forget us? Why? Even someone that leaves his wife remembers his old wife. You see that this story obviously is not literally. He's trying to teach us something. So the Holy One, so Hashem responds, my daughter, which he's referring to all of Am Yisrael. 12 constellations that I create in the firmament, and about each and every constellation I created 30 army commanders. And about each and every army commander I created 30 legion. And about each and every legion I created 30 ra'aton. And about each and every ra'aton I created 30 kalaton. And about each and every kalaton I created 30 gistera. And about each and every gistera I suspended in the firmament 365,000 of myriads of stars corresponding to the days of the solar year. And all of them I created only for your sake. And you say, you have forsaken me and forgotten me. So what is this? This is Hashem telling us, you're saying that I forgot you. I created a universe, not just the world here that we see, that we live in. I created galaxies. If you spend 2 minutes on the internet and you go type up anything relating to the universe, they'll show you stars and the galaxies, and they'll show you how tiny the globe is in comparison to the universe, in comparison to everything. Tiny. And in this universe, there are many, many stars. A few thousand years ago, people believed that there was only 800 stars in the sky, because that's all they could see with their eyes.
Until Galileo, after a little bit more.
Some years later, some people said, no, there's more, there's maybe a few thousand stars. A few more years passed, and they said a little bit more. Around the year 1600, so about 400 years ago, a man by the name of Galileo Galilei came up with an invention called a telescope. And he told the world, obviously you're all wrong. There's not thousands of stars, there are millions of stars. You just can't see them with the naked eye. But with my tool, with this telescope, you can see these stars. You fast forward another 400 years,
1989.
and more technology, advancements, and people discover that there's a lot more stars. In 1996, NASA did a research connecting a supercomputer to a telescope to count the amount of stars in the entire universe. There was another research by the Australian National University in the year 2003, so about 6 years later. Both of them came up with similar numbers, which is 7 times 10 to the 22nd power. The other one came up with 10 to the 21st power, meaning it's a 1 with 21 zeros. Big number.
Infinite.
What we just read, Hashem told us, you think that I forgot you. You think I forgot you. But I created the world, all of these, with 12 parts, like the 12 signs that people have. You know, people ask you what your sign is, Cancer, Libra, and so on. It's 12 signs, there's 12 parts. And each part I gave 30 sections, and within each section I put another 30 sections, and in each section I put another 30 sections. It gives you an exact calculation, a mathematical calculation. And at the end of it he says, in all of these different sections that I have, it's several 12 times 30 times 30 times 30 times 30 times 30 times 30, and at the end it says times 365,000. I'll give you the exact calculation at the end. And that is the number of stars that are in the universe. And all of them I created for you. So you say that I forgot you? So number one, he's teaching us, how could you say I forgot you? I created everything that's in the world that you can see and can't see just for you. And the second thing, he's giving us a little bit of secret. A secret that the Torah, not just the written Torah, but the oral Torah, the Gemara, has to be from God, because there's no way for man to ever know such a thing. Why? Because they came up with a number very similar to the scientists, actually a little bit more precise, exactly more precise, which is 1064340, and then 12 zeros after it. Yeah, 1064, so it's in essence 10 to the 19th power. Gives you the exact number of stars in the universe. Close enough to where the scientists obviously are the 20th power, the 21st power instead of the 19th power. Bottom line is it's close enough that the scientists are coming closer and closer to us than getting farther from us, because just a few years ago they thought there's 800 stars, and then 8,000, then a few thousand, then a few million. So when we wrote this Gemara, we didn't have calculators. We didn't have the ability, we didn't have numbers like, we still to this day don't have numbers like this. You don't use a number like this for finance. There's no such number. Nobody has this much money, or this much population, or this much anything. This is not a number you use in regular life. So when we said this is the number, 2,000 years ago, the world laughed at us. Like, see, this is your mistake. Your Torah is baloney. Who has this number? It's crazy. We only see 800 stars. You're saying there's 1 to the 19th power. How could you know? And you give an exact number. It's not a 1 with just zeros like the NASA came up with. It's 1064340 and then a bunch of zeros. It gives you an exact number. So anyone that says Gemara is not real, it was written by rabbis, should check out again. Masechet Brachot is just the first Masechet of the entire Gemara. Page 32. You have yourself already the first proof of why you're wrong.